Who's there? Oh, it's you. What a relief. Get inside, quick. What on earth were you doing out there? Don't you know what night it is? No, not Halloween. Do you really not know? Oh. Well, it's the night of the hunt here in Yharnam, and you, my friend, just narrowly escaped a grisly fate. You surely must have seen the, beasts running amok through the streets. They're thirsty for blood. Your blood. It won't be safe to leave until morning. I suppose I could put you up here until the sun rises. You're very welcome, by the way. You know, it wasn't always like this. Yharnamites used to be unafraid of the darkness of the night, back when he was keeping the streets clear of these dangerous beasts. Oh, who's he, you ask? A hero. A true hero. Pure of heart and mighty in strength and faith. A man who knew no fear, no foe too great to conquer. The holy blade of the healing church of Yharnam. Still drawing a blank? Well, we have some time now, don't we? On this most horrifying of nights, let me tell you the tale of the greatest hero Yharnam has ever known. The tale of Ludwig. Welcome, my dear friend, to On Thin Ice. Yharnam is a very, very old city. What you see out the windows is but a fraction of what it once was. Yes, this tired old city has seen many ages and countless faces. Perhaps the most important face in all of Yharnam's history is that of Lawrence, the founder of the Healing Church and its first vicar. Many years ago, while he was yet a student at the prestigious Bergenworth College, he offered a solution to the sicknesses and ailments plaguing the people of the city. A practice known only as blood ministration, in which one would receive blood transfusions from a mysterious and holy medium. This method of healing could miraculously cure any malady. It was the very use of this blood that caused a schism between Lawrence and his master, Willem, the head authority of Bergenworth. Lawrence left Bergenworth and established the Healing Church, which, under Lawrence's charismatic leadership, quickly established itself as the most important religious body in Yharnam, exercising great influence over the daily lives of Yharnamites. This time of plenty wasn't unmarred by hardship, however, as it was during this time that the beasts began to appear. They came at night, ravenous, merciless, and blood-crazed, tearing people limb from limb. As they became more numerous and dangerous, the people looked to their miraculous healing church for salvation. And their salvation came in the form of the Healing Church Hunters, sanctioned by the church for the sacred practice of beast hunting and keeping the city safe. They kept the scourge of beasts at bay, and at the head of this valiant group of men was the enigmatic Ludwig, the chief hunter of the church. Descended from a long ancestral line of Yharnamite warriors and knights, Ludwig was as wise as he was noble, not to mention skilled in combat against the beasts. He armed his hunters with large and deadly weapons, massive hammers, and gargantuan greatswords of his own design. He was more than a man. He was a symbol of hope. Every morning following a hunt, as the sun rose over the blood-stained city, a battered but victorious Ludwig would march up the steps to the Grand Cathedral, waving his iconic white handkerchief, a sure sign that the city was safe once again. The gates would open, and the people would cheer raucously. Such was the fame preceding Ludwig, Yharnam's hero. The final piece of imagery surrounding Ludwig was his weapon of choice, the mysterious moonlight sword. Channeling the power of the moon, he inspired those who were lucky enough to see it for themselves, and struck fear in any foe unfortunate enough to be on the receiving end of its retribution, gasping their final breath as they withered beneath its arcane green glow. What happened next in the story of Ludwig? Not many know, but I do. And what a terrible tragedy it was to learn of his deception at the hands of the Healing Church. That's right. The church lied, and their lies cost Yharnam many lives and much suffering. Not even a man as noble and erudite as the great Ludwig could conceal the sins of the Healing Church forever. As it turns out, the use of the blood was causing people to transform into horrible beasts. That's right. The very beasts being slaughtered by hunters to protect the citizens of Yharnam were, in fact, the citizens of Yharnam themselves. That's not all. Years after the death of Lawrence and the sudden disappearance of Ludwig, rumor grew through hushed whispers of a great abomination committed by Bergenworth scholars at a place known only as the Fishing Hamlet. This would have been prior to Lawrence's departure, when he, Ludwig, Old German, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower, and other emblematic hunters were still allied to Bergenworth. From what I've heard, Willem, then Provost of Bergenworth, heard of this fishing hamlet, and of Kos, their god. Willem quickly became convinced that this village was the key to true enlightenment and ascension beyond the dredges of humanity. So he ordered Lawrence, Ludwig, Maria, and other hunters and scholars from the college to investigate. And so they did. They ruthlessly murdered the half-man, half-fish denizen, breaking open their skulls to search for brains lined with eyes, something Willem believed was an indication of true enlightenment. They even went so far as to murder the great cause, who they discovered was pregnant. The legend continues that all who were involved with this horrendous slaughter, including the heroic Ludwig, were cursed to hunt beasts forever in an ethereal realm known as the Hunter's Nightmare. There, in a twisted version of our own world, in an underground chamber at the head of a great river of blood, Ludwig succumbed to the beast within himself, becoming the most twisted and sickening beast of all. A massive creature, with a tangled mane matted with blood, the torn shreds of what once was his hunter's uniform still clinging feebly to his pale skin. An unsightly mess of jutting appendages, feet, legs, arms, clawed fingers, and hooves. A maw lined with eyes protruding horrifically from his neck, a horse's snout, and wandering, wild, clouded eyes. The noble workhorse of the church, now mutated and transformed, had become the devil itself, indiscriminately murdering any poor lost soul who found their way to his vile lair. The years passed, and the pile of corpses within the accursed den grew ever larger until the nameless hunter arrived. The beast that once was Ludwig charged forth to kill once again, but something was different this time. The nameless hunter was deft, skilled, strong, and deadly. Blow after wicked blow afflicted the steed of the church until it fell mightily to the earth. Was this the end? The fall dislodged the sheathed weapon of the fallen knight, and as it clattered to the ground from off his back, something miraculous happened, something no human-turned beast had ever done before. Guided one final time by his moonlight sword, Ludwig regained his mind for one final battle. The nameless hunter began a dance of death with his adversary, waltzing through the moonlit cavern, now bathed in shades of green and dark red. Ludwig, having regained his humanity, fought valiantly, but the hunter's strength was too much for him, and at last, the hunter freed Ludwig from the indignity of his fate, slaying the man-turned-monster-turned-man once and for all. This same hunter went on to discover the truth of what happened at the fishing hamlet, a truth Ludwig and several others fought to keep hidden. At least, so I've heard. The sun. The night is over. Before you go, I want you to remember something. Ludwig, believe it or not, was a hero. He wasn't a perfect man, and he had his vices, but in the end, he only fought for what he believed in. And does that make him much different from any of us? Beware the beast within, my friend, and fear the old blood. Hello, Philip here. I hope you all liked this little story. I wanted to try something different for this video since Halloween is just around the corner and all. I'm sorry I haven't been posting as much as I'd like to. It can be hard being a penguin in a master's program, but rest assured that I am still just as committed to this channel as ever. So if you like what you saw, why not like and subscribe? It really would mean the world to me if you did. Also, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear whatever you guys have to say about Bloodborne or Ludwig, or if you guys would like to see more of this kind of content going forward. I'm Philip. This has been On Thin Ice, and as always, thank you for watching, and happy Halloween.